Hello and welcome to NDTV's Technology and Gadgets Programming team. If you look here, the story unfolding today is about the Marshall Major 5. I've been using these for over 3 months now, which means I figured out the 3 things that I don't like about them, and then a bunch of things that I really love. Clearly, I'm going to start with what I don't like. My first and major concern is this form factor of the ear muff itself. You know, the muffs, the pads, they're super soft, and the band, it doesn't push too hard, but still, I couldn't wear these for very long. I mean, maybe I have sensitive ears, but these would start hurting my ears by the time series ended, seasons of series ended, and by the time of, end of very long flights. This form factor, it doesn't help with passive noise cancellation either. They don't cover your ear entirely, and there's no active noise cancellation. Then there's the price issue. You would be paying around 15,000 rupees for these, minus any discounts that you might be able to fish out or run into. And the thing is, at this price point, a lot of competitors, they do offer ANC with very close sound delivery. The good news is, the Marshall Major 5, they start tugging back when it comes to their design, when it comes to their build quality, when it comes to their sound quality, and when it comes to their battery life. So this folding design mechanism, it protects the pads, it helps with storing as well. And even though Marshall offers no carry pouch, bad Marshall. This vintage design and the Marshall amp texture, they're very nostalgic personally for me as well. And while please always be very careful with your gadgets, look how bendy. So it's basically metal and hard plastic all around, and the sound, that's very much Marshall-like. I mean, you expect it from Marshall by now. And that to my ears sounds very low and mid-tuned, bass and mid-tuned. Like they do the crunch thing so very well, but it doesn't get brittle. So Marshall is synonymous with rock and heavier sounds, of course. I mean, and that is what I listen to 96% of the time. And there has never been a need for me to set volumes high. And even when I do, for a couple of times when I have, the sound doesn't break. A part of me, it really does wish for the soundstage to get a little more expansive. I mean, especially for prog rock and prog metal, when probably the focus is more on the atmosphere that the artist has built, more than the beats and the percussion themselves. Do remember, I'm talking about the headphones being set to the stock Marshall EQ profile for the sound. Get the app if you want to customize the sound. Get the app if you want to change what pressing this M button does. I've set it to change EQ settings between 2 presets, which is very clever, by the way, on their part. You can also set it to Spotify tab tool automatically. Now get the app to change some other basic settings, or just get the app to update these headphones as well. Before I let you guys go, this joystick, this one right here, it's a real pleasure. I mean, it's a real pleasure to control these headphones with this. It is nicely placed and it is very tactile. And I personally thought the wireless charging feature, that would be a gimmick. I mean, on a headphone, I thought it would be a gimmick, but I was caught off guard on a flight once at the airport, and my phone, which supports wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, it charged them enough between boarding and takeoff to last that flight. In fact, the fact that they support multi-device pairing, that's neat as well. So even when I'm connected to and working on my laptop, calls on my phone are automatically taken care of. However, I'm having a real hard time calling out which is my favorite feature. And it's between the battery life and this little hole that you see right here. They last so long in terms of battery life that I started losing interest in tracking time between charges. But it's definitely been more than a week currently. This run, it's been more than a week of me using them as my device here in office. So roughly around 7 to 8 hours of intermittent usage. So I want to say their battery life is freakingly good. But inside the box, you also get this nice coil cable that connects to the 3.5mm jack here. And then any one of your devices that still has, support for this dying breed of output, you can use it with them. Now, between these two features, Marshall, honestly, that's a great confusion for Sharat to have. Remember to follow us for more features on devices much like this on the NDTV network.